Hi everyone, welcome to Live POS webinar. My name is Liad. I'll conduct most of the training today, and at the end we'll have somebody answering questions. If this is a live webinar, you'll be able to type your questions at the end, and somebody will answer it for the team. And if you're watching a recording, you can go ahead and email us at support@livepos.com, and we'll be able to answer any questions that you may have. So this will be about 45 minutes to an hour. Sometimes it takes just a little bit longer. And we will go through the process of all the way from opening the store, ringing up transactions, and closing the store. Very, very simple. 5 minutes about Live POS. We are a cloud point of sale solution, which means the system that we provide is a monthly subscription, and it has two parts. The store side, which is what I'm moving on my screen right now, and the management side, which is what most of you, the managers, will be managing. We'll do most of our training today on the point of sale side, on the store side, as I call it. That will kind of help get an idea how to operate your business. And the more transactions that you get into the system, the easier it will be later on to run reports. So I can show you a lot of reports, but if you don't have any sales in there, they're just going to be empty. It makes no sense. So get your store up and running. After a week or so, you'll be able to go to the next level of training where you can actually start enjoying all the reports and the drill downs and all the good stuff that the dashboard has to offer. Today we will focus on opening the store, ringing up transactions, and closing the stores, and some added features such as doing work orders, serial numbers, and stuff like that. So first thing is first, hardware requirements. So you need a computer at the store. You just need one to ring up transactions, and it needs to be a Windows-based computer. That means Windows XP, Windows 7, Windows 8, 8.1, any Windows that comes out, we will support. That gives you a lot of options. It means that you're not tied down to a specific piece of hardware. We don't force you to buy something specific. You can buy anything you want that runs Windows. I will tell you though that if you don't have a touchscreen, you probably want to get one. If you're shopping for a brand new point of sale, we have some options, and you can go to Amazon.com and buy a bunch. Everything is on Amazon these days. If you have a desktop type of point of sale, a lot of people do, especially the people that we move out from QuickBooks, you should consider buying a touchscreen computer screen. And that is maybe $100 to $150 directly from Amazon.com. And if you need more help on that, you can email us, and we'll guide you to which one to buy. So it's a very small investment, and it will add a lot. Internet is required at your store. Absolutely, and you can go ahead and get the cheapest, slowest internet you can get, DSL and up. So just about any $20, $30 a month DSL will work just fine. Customer support is available to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We never close, ever. Regardless, even Christmas, we're open. And you can call us with any question that you may have. We support multiple call-ins. That means that it's not only you, the owner, who can call us and get support. You can have your employees call us as well. So we want to save you the trouble of them calling you and you calling us and relaying it. So just have them call us directly. It's very, very simple, very easy. If you don't remember the number, you're in a different country, because we service 20 plus countries, you can click on help and then click on technical support, and you will see all the numbers that we provide. So the domain office here in the US is 888-884-9224. And again, this is 24/7 live person support. So as far as pricing is concerned, you probably went to livepos.com and you saw our pricing. We go anywhere from $79 all the way to $149, depending on your needs. And you can always upgrade to the next version, or the next plan, I should say, and get more features. The nice thing about having a cloud solution is that when we release a new version, with updates and fixes and features within your plan, we will automatically push it to you. In other words, you're gonna wake up in the morning, gonna turn on the computer, and suddenly it's gonna say downloading new version. So there are no CDs and no emails and no activations and none of that. You will just wait. It will update itself. It's very, very simple, very easy. There's nothing you need to do. Just wait until it gets the new version. And then usually we will send an email about a week before, a blast email, say, version 7.2 is now available, and here are the features. And this is how you can use it. Here are the different manuals that you can take a look at to learn those features. So it's very, very simple to follow. I'm gonna go and dive right into the training. Let me go get a glass of water here, and I will be back in exactly 30 seconds, and we will start with clocking in and making a sale. Okay, welcome back. And the first thing that we do in the morning is we have to clock in. The employees needs to clock in. Since you probably don't have a clock in, clock out solution, a lot of employees find it hard to adjust. So you'll see the first clocking at, if the store opens at 10, they will clock in 10:45, and I'll tell you a story about them cleaning the store and, dealing with the customer before they were able to clock in. That's usually code name for I was late and I don't want to tell you. So the first thing that you want to make sure that they do is they clock in. They open the store, they turn on the lights, they boot up the computer, takes 2 minutes. And then they clock in. Very, very critical, because you'll be able to see that clock in on your phone instantly. You can actually get a text message that they clocked in, so the store is open. So it's very important that that they do exactly that. So we're gonna go ahead and do a clock in. I'm gonna click on clock in here. Very simple. And then every employee has their own username and password. I will show you how to create them later. Most important thing to remember is that you shouldn't use password 1234 because it's just too easy to guess. And sometimes when employees share the computer and they make large transactions, for example, they sell $1,000 watches and they make commission. We found in doing this for many years that employees conveniently clock their associates out and clock themselves in and take that $1,000 sale for themselves, hoping that they will get the commission. So when you do give it a password, give a password that counts. So we clocked in almost 11 here on Sunday, and I'll show you later on where you can see this information. So the employee just clocked in, and we can see them here. The next thing that we need to do is to count the money, because we just opened the store and we need to take responsibility for the money that is in the till. So let's go ahead and do that. We're going to click on Actions, and we will click on Cash Register. And we forgot to select an employee. Everything that you do on LivePS, you need to have an employee selected. So we'll select ACE, Actions, and Cash Register. Very simple, plain English. And now we'll put the username and password that we created for that employee. Every employee will remember the username and password. And if you're asking why they need to clock in again, or they should basically, I should say, log in again, because if you have multiple employees clocked in, sometimes you have 5 or 6 or 4. One person needs to count the money. One person needs to be responsible for the money. So we asked them to log in, so we will know who counted the money. So ACE is counting this one. And then there's $200 in the cash register. Makes sense. Most of you will leave anywhere between $100 to $300 in the cash register. So the night before, so in the morning when they open the store, they'll be able to give some change on the first sale that comes in. So let's go ahead and count the money. We need to count it. The fact that it says that there's 200 here doesn't necessarily mean that's true. So the employee is going to count the money, and I'm just going to go through here real quick just to give you guys an idea. And let's say that that's what I counted, and I click done, and it tells me that I'm missing $2. Now, depending on my protocol, I can probably call my manager, let him know, or I can simply just put a note here, missing $2, not sure why. And then this is not gone. This is not, it didn't disappear into thin air. There's a record for that. So you would easily be able to see that Ace is missing $2. So you don't have to be alerted about it right now. You can go later on, if you're on vacation, if it's the weekend, if you're busy right now, you can deal with this, during the day. Nothing is lost. So he's going to continue anyway, and the money's updated, and we're good to go, and we can start our day. So once we clock in and we did the money count, we can start making sales. So I'll show you the first sale. I'm gonna do two kinds of sales: a cash sale and a credit sale. You know what? We'll do also a third one. We'll do a split sale. So cash is very simple. For now, I'll just browse. I'm clicking. I'll choose a product that I want, $700. I'll click payment. Completely ignore this page for now. I'll click skip to tender, cash, and it will be, let's say they gave me $800 in cash. I don't need the zeros. I'll click next. I'll explain about that screen in a minute, and I'm done. I can go ahead and print a receipt or email a receipt, text message a receipt. I can print a gift receipt, a bunch of stuff. I'm just gonna click done for now. That was a cash transaction. That is the easiest thing in the world. And now we'll do the same thing. This time we'll do a credit card transaction, and we'll make the assumption that you are going to use an external terminal. In other words, those little terminals that connect to the phone line. We'll assume you use those because everybody knows how these work. But there are different options. So let's select this one, and then payments. Skip for now. Credit card, and I have two options here. Let's ignore this for now. This is where you swipe your credit card directly into Live POS. This is when you use your terminal, your phone line terminal, for lack of a better example. I'm gonna click next. Enter the last 4 digits, 1, 2, 3, 4. Very important that you do that, because if there's a chargeback, this will make it much easier to find that transaction. And then, for those who find it a little bit hard, it just pictures, run the transaction. And when you're done, find the approval code and put the approval code in. Now I know that, some people say, well, you know what? I don't want to put the approval code. It's too long. It's complicated. It's fine. You can put whatever you want. Put 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, it doesn't really matter that much. What's more important is the last 4 digits of the card, because that's how we will find this transaction. So it's up to you if you want to put this or not. So. And as I said, I'll explain this again, and I'm done. That's it. Change to 0, obviously, and I'm done. So we did a cash sale, we did a credit sale, and now we're gonna mix them. I'm gonna do half cash and half credit. So I'll find that product again. Here it is. Payment. Skip. And then cash, I'm gonna give $350. Great. I'm not done yet. It's not finishing, right? It's not showing the print and the done button because I'm not done. I still owe $420. Credit card. See how easy this is to do split sale? Terminal, $420. Next. Same thing as before. Same thing as before. Or whatever you guys want to put in here. Really, whatever you want. And I'm done. That was a split sale. How easy is that? So cash, credit, and split. Very, very simple to do. It doesn't really get as simpler than this. And so let's go ahead and do a transaction, and this time we'll apply 2 kinds of discounts. One would be an on-the-spot discount, and one would be a coupon discount. So on the spot, meaning, let's assume for a second I am the owner and I want to give a discount right now. I don't want to deal with codes. I don't want to deal with coupons and clips from a newspaper. I just want to give somebody 10% off. Okay. So I'm going to find the product that I'm going to sell. I'm going to click on Actions, Price Override, and select the discount that I'm giving. Now, this is a description. You see, I have a military discount. This is just a description. I created this before this demo. I could have had any discount that I want, and I have multiple discounts. So I can have military discount. I can create my own. Let's say I have a lot of people. Let's say I have a store in the mall, and a lot of mall employees come in, and I give them 10% off. I'll create one that says mall employee. And let's say I have VIP clients that come in and they have some kind of a VIP card, and as soon as they show it to me, I need to give them 20% discount. So I will create one that's called VIP discount. It's really, really up to you. And the reason that you want to create these and not just arbitrarily give a 10% discount or whatever you want to give is simply because later on you'll be able to run reports on how much discount, much meaning money, you gave out. So if I'll run later on the military discount for the month of June, and it says that I give $5,000 worth of discounts, that's information that's helpful to me. So I saw people do miscellaneous discount. Just always use that. I strongly suggest that you take the time to create your discount. It's really helpful, especially when you give discounts on the fly. Another thing about the what we call the price override. You see how I easily got to this this page, Actions, and then price override. If you elected to do so, there will be a password here, so only a manager can run that price override, that on the spot discount. That's up to you. I'll create this one, and I will give 10% for now. I can give money. I can give $50 or whatever I want, but I'm gonna do 10%. And I will select it for this product. I can choose the product that I want, and there's my discount. And I'm gonna finish transaction. And for all of the transactions that I do here, I'm just gonna run through cash because it's fast, because we want to get to this page and be done. So that was a discount that was on the spot, a price override discount. Okay, so on the spot discounts, easy to do, simply because it doesn't really require anything. But what if I want to do a 20% coupon? So I'm going to walk you through creating the coupon and applying the coupon. So every one of you, when you signed up, you got a username, password, and security code. And what you want to do is you want to go to liveps.com, click on the login page, and put your username, password, and security code. Now, if you don't remember what those are, you can click on the forgot password, put your email, and it will send it to you. Very simple. So I log in. I'll do a review of the dashboard later on, but right now we're going to look for coupons, and we are going to create a new coupon, add remove coupons. Okay, so very simple. We went to the icon here, coupons, add remove coupons. Simple English. I'm going to click on create new coupon. And I'll be able to decide how I'm going to apply this coupon. So a coupon per sale, or I can do per item or per category. I'm going to make it simple, do per sale for now. Single use or multi-use, meaning I use it once and it's dead. I use it multiple times. So for example, if you put a coupon at the New York Times, you want to do multiple, obviously. So we'll do multi. Percentage, we'll do 20%. Minimum amount that needs to be at the invoice. So for example, I won't give 20% discount if the total amount of the invoice is $1. So let's say $50, just for fun. And then the time that this is effective from to date for a week. That's it. That's enough. And let's wait for this to be applied. Thank you. Successfully created. Very simple. And this is our coupon. This is what we just created, 9910. So let's go back to the store and ring up a transaction. 9910 is our code. So let's do this, this, this. And then here we go, coupon. 9910. And we got 20% off. Perfect. And then the rest, which is $176, I will do in cash. Again, very, very, very simple. So far we covered a cash transaction, a credit card transaction, a split transaction, cash and credit. And by the way, you can mix more than one. So if I want to do 5 credit cards and 1 cash, or in other words, I want to take let's say $1,000, I want to pay with 3 cards and the rest with cash, I can do that. I can mix between check and cash and whatever I want. It's really, there's no limit. So we saw that. We saw how to do the price override, which is how to do a discount on the spot. And we saw how to apply a coupon. So I'm going to take a 20-second break here to drink some water. And when I come back, we will talk a little bit more about how we ring up transactions and how we split a commission between employees. So 20 seconds. Okay, welcome back, everyone. So we saw how to do transactions, sales, cash sales, credit card sales. Now let's take care of our employees. So our employees, they are the frontliners. They're the ones who take care of our customers, and a lot of you probably give them a sort of a commission, a percentage of their sale. Now, there's a problem where let's say that I worked yesterday and this lady came in and I was introducing her to this beautiful $1,000 watch, but she decided not to buy it yesterday. And today, I'm not at work, but she comes in, she says, well, this gentleman helped me yesterday, and she gives my name. It's only fair that I'll get some kind of a split on that sale. So the problem is I'm not clocked in. I'm not working today. So the way to do it would be to add an employee to a sale, and it's a feature that's used by many of our customers, and that was the screen that I was jumping over. So let me give you an example. Let's say we are ringing up that person, and you see Ace is the only one who's clocked in, and I'm going to skip the tender here, and let's say that she's paying cash. And now there's this screen. You see Ace is clocked in, so he's in the sale. But he can be a gentleman and add another person, let's say Amy, to the sale. And now the system automatically divides it equally, 50-50. But, maybe the store or, the store rules is that, if you're the salesperson, you get 90%. And if you're just ringing it up, you get 10% or something like that. I mean, these are internal rules for you guys, but it's easily something that can change. So we can go ahead and give Amy $25 out of that transaction, and the rest here, or $26. And the rest would automatically be updated. And we're done. So Amy got 90% of that transaction, and Ace got 10%. So that's how you split a sale between 2 employees, even if they're not clocked in at the same day. So this is very helpful. The next thing that I want to talk about, another screen that we've been jumping over, is the CRM. So CRM stands for Customer Relations Management System. It's basically a fancy way of saying we collect information from our customers. The main 2 things that you want to collect is their email and their phone number. Now, not everybody will give you everything, but try to get as much as you can. And the reason is simple. If, in today's world, if you don't do follow-up marketing, if you don't blast emails, if you don't send, coupons, you may lose that person's loyalty to somebody else who does. And when you collect this information, it gives you the ability to do follow-up. So we highly recommend to select the ability to do that, to collect information. So I'm going to go ahead and pick another product here. And this time, the system is going to ask me if I can collect information about this customer. So the first thing I'm going to ask is, sir, have you been here before? If they say yes, say, okay, can I get a phone number? It said, sure, I can put it in and look up that customer by phone number. If there's an email, I can collect emails, so I can look it up by emails. Most likely, you can collect it, look up that customer by last name. And assuming you're not going to use Smith a lot, you're not going to get a whole lot of replies here. You're not going to get 500 people in your list. This is a demo location, so we're using it a lot. But most likely, you're going to get 2-3 of them, and you can easily say, "Okay, sir, your first name is ABC. Yeah, okay, I got you in my system. Thank you." And then you can select that customer and add that customer to the current sale. Very simple. Added, and I'm here, and I can finish that transaction. And then now this transaction forever would be assigned to my name. So I can later on go ahead and look it up and review it and make sure that I follow up. And I can make sure that I can do a Facebook invite later on. I'll show you how to do that. I can touch base with you over the phone if I collected a phone. I can text message you a coupon. I can do a lot of cool stuff. So you should always think about collecting information from your customers. And so the example I just gave you, that customer was already in the system. Let's look at somebody who is not in the system. So again, product, payment. And then I'll put that person and see if that person exists in the system. And nope, customer was not found. Do you wish to create this customer? Yes, I do. And then last name is populated automatically, first name. And then you see those asterisks, the red one. You decide which fields are mandatory or not. I'm going to jump you back into the backend management side of the POS. And this is where the managers usually go. I don't want to overburn you with stuff here. It may look complicated. What is he doing? What is he clicking? Don't worry about it. This is a completely different training. I just want to show you something really quick. You see these? I can customize which fields in the CRM are required or not. So in our example, my demo store, which is the store I'm using, the last name is required, and the phone and the email. So if this is too much information, I can just go ahead and unclick it. It will not be required anymore. So this is per store. This is your prerogative. You decide if you want to force them to select or add all this information or not. It's really up to you. So and you can always change it if you want to. So I can add that customer here and then save and continue, and very simple, and finish the sale. Everybody gets the point. It's it's very not complicated, very simple to do. So that's how you collect information. I just want to show you that later on there are reports here, a full-blown report for customers. See all these, the customer list and bulk upload of customers and groups, and a lot of good stuff here that you probably want to use, and you won't be able to use all this stuff if you don't collect information. So we strongly suggest that you do that. One of the coolest features in Live POS is that you can go ahead and install an app for integration. For example, we have an app with Perkville. We have an app with MailChimp. We have an app with Constant Contact. So MailChimp and Constant Contact you probably heard of, and they do email blasts. So if you connect this app, if you install this app, and again, if you're not that tech savvy and you're not sure what I'm talking about, just call support and tell them to do that for you. So, I heard in a webinar, somebody said about something about a way to update my customer information automatically to MailChimp. So, my daughter is doing the email blasting. I just want to make sure that, the listing is updated. They'll do it for you. But those apps that are connected here will basically allow you to do that. So if you collect CRM information, you collect customer information, and you install this app, and it's completely free. Every night, every single new customer that you have acquired will be uploaded to MailChimp or to Constant Contact. Basically, they maintain a list. So the day that comes when you actually want to do an email blast, you don't have to export Excel and import it and all that fun stuff, which is really not fun. You can easily just blast an email. So again, I can't stress that enough. Collect CRM information from your customers as much as possible. Find the balance between being, too intrusive and not collecting anything at all. Something in the middle will be great. Okay, so a few more things, kind of high-level things. So let's say that we are working with a customer and they opened they're ready to go, and they're like, wait, I forgot my wallet in my car. Now you have a line, 3 people are waiting in line, and you just don't want to delete all this. You want to save it. So just for now, you can click on suspend sale. Very simple. Pause. And done. And you can go ahead and ring up more transactions. And you can do whatever you want. And then when that customer comes back, okay, I'm ready to pay, you can just play it. Again, very, very simple. Okay, so this is how we do a suspend sale. And let's take a look at a few other things. For example, we'll do a transaction, and then we'll go ahead and refund it, which is important. Now, a lot of people tell me, well, we don't have refunds, exchange only, and I tell them that's fine. When you set up your point of sale, your solution, you get to choose. So refund and exchange policies. See, so in this specific company, products are refundable within 30 days, and products are exchangeable within 30 days. So I can do refundable 0 days and exchangeable 14 days. Very simple. And then the system will basically not allow me to do a refund unless it's before, well, not at all. But, or an exchange. Somebody comes in 17 days later, it won't allow me to do an exchange. Now, granted, there are situations where people get really upset at the store that you just want to let them, just leave my store. Here you go, fine, here's your money, or here's your exchange. So there is a way to do an override, a one-time code override in the system, which is beyond the scope of this training, but it's there. Just let you know that you're not stuck. You'll be able to give your employee or your store manager over the phone a code, and that code will effectively override the system and allow you to proceed with the refund and the exchange. So we're gonna take another 15 seconds here to get a glass of water, and when we're back, we are gonna make a transaction, and then we're gonna go ahead and refund it. So about 20 seconds. Okay, guys, so we're gonna do a transaction. We'll do a simple cash transaction, and we're gonna go ahead and refund it, and you'll get to see how refunds and exchanges work in LivePOS. So I will just select some products here, just arbitrarily, and I don't know if I noted I mentioned it, but I can easily look up a product by the number. I think I did. I can probably go ahead and search for name. A lot of options. And then let's just finish this transaction real quick with cash. And I am gonna print it. You can hear my printer print. and I do not want a merchant copy for now, and we're done. So this transaction, I have the receipt in my hand, and obviously you'll have it too when you do it. You can also email it to the customer. And let's say the customer comes back after a certain amount of time and they want to get a refund or an exchange. Another example why you would need to do this is if the printer got a heart attack, or the paper ran out, you need to give a printed copy to your customer. And so we're going to click on receipts, very simple. And we can search by credit card if they paid by credit card, or we can search by the receipt. Now remember, I recommended you collect the last 4 digits of the card. You should do that because this is very, very simple to look up a customer. But if they have the receipt, great. And then we look at the receipt. This is how it's going to look like. And we're going to plug in some numbers. So the store ID, always the same, and then the invoice. In our example, it's invoice 75. And then when it comes up, it will give us 3 options. Reprint, which simply means just giving it a copy, exchange, and refund. Okay, so I have the reprint. If I click it, it will simply just print another copy, as I said. Refund and exchange. So I'm going to go through the process of doing a refund. And exchange is very, very similar to that. But let's just start with a refund here. So I can refund specific products within that transaction. I don't have to refund it all. There are some limitations, some rules. Sometimes you will have to refund everything. For example, if you are doing work orders, you will have to do it. We'll touch about that in a few minutes. But let's just go ahead and refund the Acer here. So question number 1, how many units would be refunded? So in this example, it would be 1 because we only bought 1 of them. How many units can be sold again? Now, this is important. If it's in shrink wrap, might as well put it back on the shelves and sell it again rather than send it back to the warehouse where it's just gonna collect dust. So can it be sold again? Yes. How many of them? 1. Okay. And then that's it. I can finalize this right now. Here we go. And it's doing that. Now, if you remember, this was a cash transaction. So it will give me the option to either return to the original payment. In our example, it will be cash, or issue it on a gift card. So let's talk about the original payment first. If this was a credit card or a mix of a cash and credit card, it will do just that. It will send you to the terminal to run the card of the customer and give them a refund like you're doing today. If it's cash, it will tell you how much cash to give out. It tracks every single dollar, every single cent. So that's option number 1. Some stores do not give cash at all, and they do store credit. To do store credit, you need to use a LivePS gift card. Now, we sell them on our store. That's store.liveps.com. There are no transaction fees. It's effectively a gift card. It's a plastic credit lookalike with a number on it. So you can buy them from us. You can print it on your own. If you went online and you find something that better deal than what we offer, might as well just touch base with us and let us know which company you're working with, and we can sell them the template and they can print it for you. Most likely you'll find it that usually, if you get it from LivePS, it's probably cheaper, less of a headache. But it doesn't matter. You can create your own, you can print your own. If you have some gift card that you have created for an older system, a lot of people that we move on from Star Systems or from Aloha Systems, a lot of QuickBooks, they already printed them. They have like 1,000 sitting in storage. 99% that we can probably use them. So you can issue it on a gift card or return to original payment. I'm just going to do original payment. It tells me what to do. I just follow instructions. Prints the receipt. This will be refunded as cash. Again, simple English. I do not want a merchant receipt because there's just no need. It's just me here. So there we go. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at the same transaction, but this time, let's see if we can do an exchange. So let's take a look. So we'll ring up this transaction again, buy receipt again. And I'm just reading off my piece of paper. I have a piece of paper, a receipt that looks like this, and I'm simply copying it like I did before. Okay. And then this time I will do an exchange. So see, it kind of it eliminated the third product because it was refunded. So I'm gonna go and exchange this product. Can this item be sold again? Let's say no. Do you want to exchange this item for the same item? Let's say that I do not. I want to get something more expensive. So I'm gonna go, let's say with this product. Done. Product price. Now, if there is a serial number for this, and we didn't touch serial numbers just yet, I'll show you. But if there is a serial number for this, we can touch that as well. But let's just leave it at 0 for now. And then I am finalize exchange. I owe the money, so I'm gonna go and pay it. Doesn't matter how, but I need to pay it. And done. That's it. So that was, yeah, I do not there. So refunds, exchanges, very, very simple, right? Very, very easy to do. You just follow the instructions on the screen. And remember that you can lock this up to your liking depending on the days, so you can set it up like I showed you before. So the next thing that we're going to do is we'll look at some reports, and then we're going to do, we'll assume that we are done for the day, and we will close the application. Whoop, jumped out. We will close the application. We will count the money again, and we will do a deposit, and we will clock out and we'll go home. So we'll take a 30-second break here, and we'll be back to close the day. Okay, welcome back. And so we made a bunch of sales today, and we did refunds and exchanges, and we sold cash and credit, and we had a lot of fun. And it's time to go home. And in order to go home, we need to do 3 things. We need to print a report. We need to count the money and report that cash is matching, and to clock out. So first thing is first. POS reports, actions, reports. Now, the majority of you knows what a Z report is. That's basically a report that closes the day off. Live POS doesn't operate like that. We don't close the day because you printed a report. We close, quote unquote, the day when midnight arrives at your time zone. So, and it doesn't matter where it is around the world. So what you are going to be doing here is what we call the detailed sales report. Now, in about 2-3 weeks into using live POS, you will realize that you're wasting paper, that you don't really need all of this printed and put in the envelope with the cash, because you already have this information available on your dashboard on the back end. So, but just for the beginning, we see a lot of people starting to use it because the employees are just accustomed to it, but very soon you're gonna stop. So this report, click print. It will print every single individual sale that you had today, as if you never clicked, do you want a merchant copy? Let's say you click no, no, no all day. You click no, so you don't have any piece of a receipt inside your till. You print this, and you'll have them all, because it reprints everything. So this is 48 and this is 49. And remember, we did 75 together, I believe. Here it is. And this is 76. That was our refund. Remember that. So just click print and you're good to go. And that's, that's gonna waste a lot of paper. And then eventually you'll realize you really don't need it. So the next thing that I want to show you is for your employees. So when your employees are going home, sometimes they want to take a copy of their sales. Now, if they worked together with 4 or 5 different people, they don't care how much the store made. They care that what's their portion. If the entire store sold $4,000 and they sold $700 that day, they want to take some kind of a copy with them, because later on they're gonna come back to you and say, hey, I want, you owe me 1% out of $700. So for transparency, it's very helpful for the employee to be able to do that. So again, click on actions, they will, reports, and employee report. Again, very simple. And that will show for that employee what is their portion for the day. And this is the portion, the volume that Ace sold today, which is out of this total amount. So very, very simple. So this is the report that you're going to be printing. And now that you're done, the next thing we need to do is we need to count the money again. We're going home. So remember, this is kind of fast forward to 9, 10 o'clock at night. We need to count the money and go home. So cash register activity, like we did before. Again, actions, cash register. And then in our example, Ace would be the one to count the money. And we started the day with about $200, but we sold a bunch of stuff. So we have 2,768. Two things that we need to do. One, we need to count the money to make sure we actually have this amount. And two, we have to take out money, put it, either you have your employees deposit it, you pick it up at night, you give it to the manager, you put it, underneath the till, you have them slide it into a safe. It doesn't matter how you do it. The most important thing is that you have to update the system that you took money out, so we don't have money missing. So first thing is first, we're going to count the money exactly like we did before. And they will count everything that they need to count. And if you're asking where we have 500, some countries like India, for example, they have 500 denominations. So that's why it's here. You can make that go away if you want. You can hide it. And then just for fun, and I'm going to put notes on money count. And it will tell me that I'm missing $24. And I'll deal with that. Again, there's a timestamp. There's a report in the back end that's available on your cell phone, or your laptop, on your iPad, within a second after I click continue anyway. So it's not like if the employee doesn't call you immediately, you're going to lose something. So they counted the money, and now they're going to take money out. So they know they need to leave $200 for the next shift tomorrow morning. They'll do money out, and they will calculate it very quickly. And they say, okay, I need to, so I'm going to do 2544. And I'm gonna deposit it and going to Wells Fargo, and then done. And now 200 is ready for the next day. We can close this. And the last thing we need to do before we go home is we clock out. Very, very simple. Clock out. And we are done. So, just to recap what we learned today. So we learned how to come in the morning, open the store, clock in, count the money, then search for products, either scan them or name scan them or look it up, or I didn't show you how to do category. I'm sorry. Category, very simple. You click here, category. See, category. Another way to find your products, and then the ones with a plus, you can dig in. Here we go. And these products are under that category. Oh, I clocked out. What do you know? So I'll clock back in real quick. You cannot do anything with live POS unless you're clocked in, because we have to keep track. So I can go ahead and select that product there. Pop. And then if I want to show all the categories again, I can do that. So we learned how to do the clock in, and we counted the money, and we looked up a product by scan and by name, and now I showed you category as well. We did a cash sale, a credit sale, a split sale. We looked at price override, which is like an on-the-spot discount. We did coupons. We split a sale with 2 employees. Even one of them wasn't even working today. We added and looked up CRM, customer information. We suspended a sale. We looked up an invoice. We did a refund and an exchange together. We looked at reports. We did the, and then when it comes to the end of the day, we did the money count and money out, which is the deposit that I showed you. We clocked out, and we're done for the day. So this is what I would call the Live POS 101. And in about 1 minute, we're gonna dive into another module of Live POS, which is the work order module, and I'll also gonna describe a little bit of how the serial number feature works. These are two new features that we added. So if you are a strictly retail solution, then you are done for today. And thank you for joining. And if you want to stick around, we will do a little bit more, about 15 more minutes, about work orders and intake and how we take in stuff for repair and stuff like that. So we will be back in, let's say, 30 seconds. Thank you. Okay, welcome back. And this portion, next 10-15 minutes, would be about the Live POS work order module. So the work order module, or some people call it the intake module, was designed specifically for companies who provide services. Now, it can be watch repair, it can be oil change. We have people using it for custom bedding. There are a lot of different ways that you need to be able to take in an order, customize it, and give it to the customer. I mean, the simplest example would be a carpenter, so they take an order, they give you an estimate, they go buy materials, they call you back and you say, I want mahogany. They say, okay, I need to update the invoice because you're changing the wood. And you say, okay, how much it's going to be? So there is this need to be able to have an ongoing work order with notes and pictures and an invoice attached to it. So we found a very elegant way of doing it by using the Live POS work order module. And so, like everything else with Live POS, it starts with the customer. And we have the work order. Now, I have three options here. If I have the work order number, meaning the customer already came and I give him some kind of a ticket or a number, I can just punch it in and I'll find it in a second. If this is a brand new work order, I can easily just click add work order. And if I don't remember and the customer lost his paperwork, I can easily load all of my work orders. And then start, sipping through it by date or by name or by status, and I'll find it eventually. This is the slowest way, but sometimes that's the way you need to do it. So most likely what will happen is that when somebody comes in, they'll give you the ticket that you printed and gave to them. I'll show it to you in a second. But in our example, let's just assume that we are starting fresh, brand new work order. Okay. So first things first, a work order needs to be assigned or attached to a person. Now, we already learned how to add a customer by adding, their first name and their last name and their email. So I'm going to save us that trouble. So if you added that person, they will show up on this list. And so we will select that person, and then we will be taken to the work order page. So the basic information of our customer is here, customer information. The intake information will be here, and you can see I can do multiple intakes. So I can take 3 watches for repair. Any payments and deposits that were applied for this work order, and then the summary. So, most of the work is going to be done in the intake. So I'm going to click on add intake, and let's say that they brought 2 watches to be repaired. So watch number 1 is an Omega watch. And this is the only real information that I have to input, the intake name. See, these I can leave blank, but most probably it's a good idea to add some more information. And then I will go ahead and just fill this up for you guys so you understand. I can put whatever I want here. And then work still pending, exchange battery, and work done, inspected, all good. Now, if you work with high-end products, Breitling, for example, or Omega watches. Some of them are very expensive. You want to make sure that when the customer comes back and they look at the watch, they don't say, well, hold on, what's that scratch? Where did that scratch come from? And you would say, well, this is how you gave it to me. And the customer said, absolutely not. I did not give you that scratch, and I want you to, compensate me. And then it becomes really messy. So we added the ability to take a picture. And this is going to work with any webcam. On the plan, I'm going to put my hand here and wave to you guys just so you can take a look. And we'll take a picture. Let's see, maybe you can see. Here we go. Do another one. See, my watch. Let's see. It's just a webcam, right? So any webcam works. Why is this important? Any webcam can take a picture, but not every webcam can give you the quality that you need. So if you are a jeweler and you're dealing with precious stones and diamonds, I strongly suggest that you spend the $200-300 to buy a professional scope that will take that picture in high definition. So when people come back, they don't tell you, hey, you switched out my stones, or God forbid, anything like that. And that it definitely works. Any camera will work with this module. And if you are an iPhone repair person or something like that, then you can probably get away with a $50-60 camera. I just don't recommend the $15-20 one. They're too cheap. They're too light. They don't give good enough of a picture. So, according to your business, choose the right camera. And so now we have this information, and let's say that we are gonna exchange a battery. So on the items, I can find batteries. I don't have one. I'm just gonna add this, but obviously, if you upload the inventory, it will be there. And we added an intake, and let's add another intake. And let's do a swatch. I think that's how you write it, swatch. And then we'll do all this information. I'm just gonna run through this, right? So comments on the work to be done, and the items, and I can look up the items exactly what we did before, and I can add more and more. And this one I won't take a picture, just for fun. I got 2 intakes, and I'm gonna save it. And just keep in mind that if you are part of a franchise, and you're probably the 100th store that's opening with LivePOS through that franchise, 90% of the time we will have your inventory ready to go on a master list that was provided to us by the franchisor. So it's very easy. We usually pre-upload everything. So it makes a lot of sense, and it saves a lot of time. Same goes for multi-location customers. If you have multiple locations and you're just opening your 20th store, we can easily copy the inventory from one of the other stores, so you don't have to re-upload it. So inventory is usually the biggest pain when we start, when everybody starts using the point of sale. That's the hardest part. So we'll try to make it as easy as possible. So the intake is done and no payment yet. And we'll take a look, and it's $131.99, and we tell the customer that's great. I'm going to 50% deposit, and they say okay. So we click payments, pay. Again, plain, simple English. Cash. We saw this screen before, right? And I can do the same thing here. Remember, I can do half cash, half credit, whatever I want. I'm just gonna make it simple on myself here. I just collect $50 in cash, and I'm done. It's going to print an invoice, which you will hear in a second. There we go. And the payment's going to apply. Great. And now I want to give the customer what we call a service ticket. So some kind of a copy of the work order ID or the number, so we can easily find it later, and their information and my information, what they paid. So I'm just clicking on this print button. And this will basically print out the intakes, the work needs to be done, the work done, the products, everything into one nice ticket. And if you can hear that printer keep going, it's because it's automatically printing 2 copies. One for the customer to take, one for you to bind or to put in the bin of that product that's gonna go around your repair store, and that ticket, service ticket, will accompany that watch or that any repair that you do throughout the process until it comes back to be paid in full. So that's basically it. Now, again, we took great care in building something that's very simple to use. I can easily say, oh, wait, this one is, this specific one is ready for pickup. Again, very, very simple. And let's save this. And I'll give you an example. So customer is done, comes back and says, hey, I came to pick it up. I said, okay, no problem. Let me see your service ticket. And they hand it over, and you look at it and it says 16534, and it will find that work order in a matter of a second. There we go. And I can go ahead and do an intake or do whatever I want here. And so that's something that will be very, very helpful to you when you take multiple intakes at the same time. Now, another thing to keep in mind is that I can add the customer's text, a cell phone here, in order to be able to give them updates. So every time, if I put it in and I select the provider here and it's saved, every time I change the status from draft to pending, in process, ready for pickup, customer gets a notification. So it's pretty cool. You save yourself the phone call. So usually it will go from pending to ready for pickup. Customer gets a text message, ready for pickup. They come pick it up. It's very, very simple, very intuitive system to use. One thing I want to make sure that everybody's on the same page here. As long as it's in draft or pending or in progress or ready for pickup, as long as it's not completed, you can do whatever you want. You can come back after 6 months, but the customer decided to come pick up their watch, and add a payment or add a product to the intake while you're working on it. We'll do whatever you want. You can still add and delete stuff while you're working on, no problem. But once it changes to completed, you won't be able to touch it anymore. So it will tell you. So environment mobile number. Okay, sorry, we're not going to do SMS. Just wanted to save. So are you sure you want to finalize the work order? Because if you finalize it, you will not be able to change it again. So I strongly suggest that you only do completed when you are ready to ring up that customer for full payment. So I'm going to click yes. And now you will be able to see that I can't click this anymore. See, I can click go in and take a look at the picture and everything, but I can't change anything, right? I can't. And nothing here is going to save. It's just going to get stuck like this. So all this information here is just for show. I can take a look at the picture if I had it here, but I won't be able to add any more intakes, which is very, very important. So don't change it to completed until it's absolutely done and paid for. Now, see the pay button? That pay button is still there simply because there is an invoice, there's pending amount. Let's see how much? 76.49. So let's collect that via credit card. Here we go. Remember this page? Very simple. And we collect the payment. We can now divide the sale because we're done paying it between two employees. Maybe one of them is not in today. We saw that before. And print in receipt. And now the pay button went away because the invoice is completely paid for. So very, very simple, very intuitive. It won't take you more than 5 minutes to figure this out, and it will completely computerize the way that you take work orders, intakes, customizations, anything that requires a service, you can do. So we're gonna take a few, maybe another 30 seconds of break here. We'll get some coffee, and when we come back, we will talk about a new feature that's coming out, which is called the serial number, and that's the ability to collect serial numbers. Now, for those of you who are in retail, collecting serial number when you sell iPhones and expensive laptops, that makes a lot of sense. I will show you also how you can use the serial number feature actually as a quick work order. As sometimes this can take too long. If this is going to be a quick 15-minute battery replacement, we may not want to go through the entire process. We may just want to go click, 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 and I'm done. So when we are back, I'll show you how to use the serial number to collect serial numbers, but also how to use it to do quick work orders. So we'll be back in about 60 seconds. Hey guys, so we are almost done with our training here. We're gonna take another 5 more minutes to take a look at the a new feature that we released recently, and that's the serial number addition to Live POS, and effectively that allows you to collect serial numbers when you sell individual products. Now, it can work both for retailers and for people who provide services. So, if you are a retailer and you're selling laptops and you want to track the serial numbers, makes a lot of sense. You want to know, when did you sell it? So you can say, hey, you are under warranty or you're not under warranty because a year passed or not. Very similarly to that, those that do services, you have the ability to ring up a full-blown work order transaction, as we saw, but sometimes it's an overkill. Sometimes you just need something quick, like a battery exchange that will take you 15 minutes. You don't want to spend 2 minutes typing it in. So you can use the serial number function as well in order to track it. So here's how. I am going to ring up a product here, and I'm going to click the serial number. Now, I can actually put the serial number of this product, or I can use this for notes. And this is an Omega watch. So I can do that, and the system will take it, and it can take a bunch. So don't worry about the space. And then, again, see how this is much quicker for a transaction. Usually when those quick transactions like battery exchanges and stuff like that, it's a flat fee, so you can charge them in advance, $50, well, $5 in this example, but it's very, very quick. I'm done, that's it. And then when they come back, you give them the product and they go home. But after a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, they come back and they say, hey, I bought a screen protector from you, or I bought a lifetime warranty of battery replacement for my Breitling watch, and something's not working well. You should easily be able to look up that customer by name, find that invoice on the top 25 transactions, which I showed you before, and you look at the notes and you see that it says, sir, I'm sorry, this is for the Omega watch. This is not for the Breitling. So, nice try, but that's really not going to work. So this function allows you to do both. You can give, you can track warranty for hard goods like iPhone, Kindles, and stuff like that, or you can track warranties on work that you did. So it works both ways. So that's pretty cool. So that concludes our webinar portion for the POS itself, for that side. And we're gonna take about a minute break, and we're gonna go through the admin dashboard, the backend dashboard. Now we're gonna show you some basic stuff on the dashboard. It's not gonna be full blown, simply because there's so many things here. We want to get you to a point where you can ring up transactions, which you learned today. And then we'll spend about 10 minutes to show you how you can see those transactions on your laptop, on your iPad, on your iPhone, so you can enjoy the benefit of having a cloud point of sale solution. So we'll be back in about 1 minute, and we'll go through the very basics of the dashboard. So we'll be back very, very soon. Welcome back. We're going to spend the next 10 minutes or so. This will be the last 10 minutes for today. And again, I want to thank everybody for being patient. Hopefully this is not too boring and you're learning new things. So we spend most of our time today, 99% of our time, dealing with the point of sale. And this is good because, your employees and you need to know how to ring up transactions. But once the transaction starts flowing in, we want to be able to see them. So if I am at home, it's noon, the store opened at 10, and I want to go ahead and see how the day is going. I will simply go to liveps.com and I will log in. So I can log in through any internet-enabled computer. So it can be a MacBook, it can be a Windows computer, it can be an iPad, it can be a BlackBerry, iPhone. You get the point. Anything that's connected to the internet can access this. This is a website. And then every single one of you got a username, password, and security code that were sent to you via email the day that you signed up. Now, if you don't have it, don't freak out. Just click on the forgot password here, put your email in, and it will send it to you. And then you'll get these, and you'll be able to log in. So this is the dashboard. This is the focal point of the Live POS solution. While the selling part is a lot of fun, the power of the system lies here, where we actually ring transactions, and then we can actually drill down to see how they're doing, how they're running. We run reports, we update prices, we add products, we do a lot of cool stuff, and you can do all of that from your laptop at home. So if you want to take more vacations, this is the great tool to do so. So a quick overview. I can see my name here, and the speedometer is the grand total sales for the day. This is the breakdown, the donut breakdown of the top 10 locations. Over here on the left is the top 10 sold items, and then employee of the week. So if you look before, we had some data here, but right now it disappeared because today is Sunday. It actually switched. It is now, and we did that demo specifically during this time. So now it's 21 minutes after midnight. We want to show you how the day resets. So if you look at the video before, there was a chart here. Now it's empty because this is weekly. So on Sunday and coming into Monday, we reset everything. So let's go ahead and take a look at the sales for the day. So there are multiple ways of finding the sales for the day. The easiest would be to basically click this icon. Very, very simple. And then what it will do is it will give me a breakdown of today's sales per location. And you can see the breakdown here. This is the store that we're using, my store, for today. And I'm going to click it. And I'll be able to see that so far we had 4 transactions. And this is the total. I see that there are no deposits for today because if you remember, we took a work order and then we took full payment. So if we left it as half payment, remember we did a 50% deposit. If we left it at 50%, then it will show here that $50 we rang up will be showing up right here. And so this is a detailed sales report. We can see how we're doing for the day, grand total, breakdown, cash, credit, Visa, total amount. Very, very easy to use. And most of you are going to be using this report more than anything else. So this is an FYI. And if you have more questions about this, you can definitely look it up. We have a lot of tutorials on support.liveps.com. Wait for it. Oopsie, not Google. Support.liveps.com. And you can look it up. So for example, there's a Live POS dashboard quick user guide. So very simple. And how to log in, the sales report, the employee report. So you can go through this if you need more training. And you can always, email us and call us for more. But we'll talk about that in a minute. So this is the dashboard. Now, the next thing I want to show you is how to add an employee. So we'll go to the icon of the people. And we'll go to employees and add edit employee. Again, simple English. Add new employee. Very simple. Wherever there's a little red thingy, we need to put some data. So third-party employee. Who the hell knows what this thing is? We don't touch it. First name, me. Last name, me. And username, you guessed it, me. And password. And let's see. And it asked me, do you want to assign a salary for this employee? And I said no, because we can do that later on. And what I'm gonna do right now is at the store, I'm gonna click the sync button, and it's gonna force the point of sale to go and figure out I just added a new employee. Now I don't have to do it. I can just wait patiently until somebody makes a sale or updates inventory or clocks in or click receipts. Anything they do on the POS will force the POS to go and see if there's a new update. And so only click this if you really want the changes to take effect right now. So let me show you. I can clock in using our newly created employee. Here it is. And here's Mimi. Very simple. Again, this POS can be, the other side of the world. It doesn't matter. Everything it's harnessing the power of the cloud and the internet in order to do that. So adding an employee, very, very simple. Another thing that's very simple to do is adding a product. So, if you had to choose between all of these icons, which one would you think close to a product? And that's probably the tag price. Then manage products, makes sense. And then add edit products. Again, makes a lot of sense. And then add new product. Now, some people ask me when we do these seminars, what if I have 1,000? What if I have 50,000? Obviously, you're not going to have you sit here and do this manually. We have an Excel sheet that you can download and put your information there. We will upload it for you. And, if you don't know where to go, you can just go to the support side and then do inventory Excel spreadsheet. See? So there's a lot of ways of getting answers. You can, self-teach teach yourself and take the self-taught process. You can call support and say, hey, I need to upload inventory. I just need that for now. Thank you very much. Or you can call and say, guys, I did the webinar. It was great, but I need one-on-one training. And remember, this costs you nothing. We welcome it. We want you to call us and say, hey, I want one-on-one. Especially after you watch this webinar, it will be more effective. So you can always call us and say, I want to schedule training. And you can do training as many times as you want. So back to the add product page. If you have a SKU, you can enter it here. If you do not, the system will automatically add it for you. So very simple. And then, just follow the prompt here. Product name, product description, style number if you have it, category if you have it. And then the one thing I wanted to show you on this page is what we call, let's put the item cost as 5, just for fun. And then pricing type. So do we have fixed price and non-fixed? So I always give this example. Fixed price will be Walmart. So in Walmart, when you come to the cash register, you don't negotiate with the cashier. She won't give you a discount if you just smile nicely to her. That's not going to happen. So if this is your business type, if you just sell whatever is on the sticker, you would go with fixed pricing. But if you want to give your employees some haggling room, you will choose the non-fixed pricing. So let's say there's a product that you want them to sell for $400, but you absolutely do not want them to sell it under $300. So you'll put the default price or the MSRP price at $400 and the minimum at $300. And what's going to happen is when they sell it, they can ring it up for $400. They can ring it up for $350. They can ring it up all the way to $300. But if they try to go $299, the system won't allow them. So that's a pretty cool feature that we have here. And then on the bottom here, you have to put some quantity in the main warehouse. And if you want to choose more locations to move that product into right now, like initial, we can do that as well. So, going back to the dashboard, there are a lot of reports here that, you can take, you can use, for example, the product sold report. By definition, it says product sold. What did I sell? I will go. And again, I'm just clicking. It's really not complicated. I'm going to choose from and to dates, all my vendors, all my categories, all my locations, all my attributes. See, I can choose attributes, all of them. And then I will group it by category, right? I can group it by vendor. I can group it by nothing. There's a new version out. I can group it by a parent category. So it will, it will give me totals of subcategories. So all of this information, is available to you. Once you start ringing up transactions, this information is available to you. So you should run this report and see, how your business is doing. So here, for example, you see the category and the product, the name, the units that are sold, the average price, the total price, the margin, the live inventory currently in the system. This stuff will take you weeks to calculate by manually. So all of these things are there for you, and the dashboard, the admin dashboard, has a lot of features, a lot, depending on your package. Between the $79 all the way to the $149, you have a lot of feature here, and there's just we're not going to cover them today simply because today's training is already kind of spilling out for a little bit longer than expected, but we will do another webinar. Maybe we'll record it so you guys can watch it in your own time. We'll go through more of the admin side. As you can see, there's a lot of stuff here, but this is what I tell people. Don't freak out. Don't think that because it's here you have to touch it and you have to click it. If you are comfortable right now looking at the detailed sales report, because that is the only thing that you care about right now, while you are getting your business up and running, while you're installing the the 100th store, that's fine. I mean, the information is going to be there. You can run those reports, backwards, a month, a year, 2 years, whatever you want. You can go back to 2013 and take a look at what what you collected. So there's really no rush. The most important thing for you is to make sure that you are ringing up the transactions. You can later on, once it's running and they're ringing them up correctly, you can take your time and come back after a week, a month, 6 months and say, hey, I'm ready to learn how to run P&L. I'm ready to learn how to do employee analysis report. I'm ready to do commission for my employees. I just teach me. But trying to do it on the first day is just not going to happen. So with that, I'm going to thank everybody for joining our webinar. Again, if you're watching a recording, please email us at support@liveps.com or directly to your salesperson, and they will give you some more information. If you want one-on-one training, you can do that by emailing support as well, or your representative, and we'll set it up for you. If this is a live webinar, then in about 1 minute, somebody's going to come online and answer your questions. You can type your questions in, and they will be answered in the same form. And just give us about 2-3 minutes to read your questions. They will read it out loud, and we will answer them one by one. And with that, I thank you for your time, and I appreciate the patience. Hopefully, you learned something new today. And welcome to Live POS. Thanks again.